I'm extremely tired and like a zombie and look like shit. But this is my wrestling review for Wrestlemania. Yeah, it's just funny. And I'm waiting to go out for lunch because I feel like I have a hangover. Maybe it's a wrestling hangover. Don't know. So we had the 2-hour pre-show. 2-hour pre-show wasn't really a great idea. I guess for Wrestlemania it worked because it got all the old Hall of Famers and stuff in on the panel, but generally I would have been just fine with the hour. We had the Fatal 4-Way tag match between Usos, Ryback, still Los Matadores and Real Americans. It wasn't really much of a match, like, you know, it wasn't like your normal kind of pre-show match. There was more to it. It actually wasn't that bad. I really loved the chemistry between the Real Americans and the Usos. I really felt that, and I was pleasantly happy when the Usos retained, because as much as I wanted the Real Americans to be the champions and to win the belts, secretly I had just wanted Cesaro to go solo for so long now. So obviously they lost, and then Swagger and Cesaro kind of had their little tiff, I guess. And Wrestlemania opened with the host Hulk Hogan, and he was going on and on and on in the ring about like the WrestleMania 30, the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial, the WWE Network, and then Stone Cold's Music Kiss. And literally there was like a 10-second delay on him coming through the curtains, because I thought, I knew he was gonna, but you know, you're still in your head thinking, is that gonna happen? It's just the music. And he came out, and it was just fantastic. And then The Rock came out, and the three of them, look, whatever about The Rock, before he turned into this superstar movie thingy, he was a good wrestler, and he's had many good WrestleMania moments in Attitude Era and stuff. So as much as I don't like what he represents now, oh no, it's raining. Whatever he represents now, that doesn't matter. Back then when he was, you know, main eventing and all that kind of stuff, he had some pretty decent matches and stuff, but it was just electric. It was incredible. They just had their little moments to shine, and they had beers at the end. It was awesome. Then we had our first match, which was Daniel Bryan and Triple H, and the way Triple H came out was very narcissistic, you know. He came out as the King of Kings, but he came out to the game's music. Or maybe that was always the way, I don't know. Anyways, he came out and he had this thing, and then when they were stood in the ring, I was kind of like, this is actually going to be so awkward. I felt a little awkward at first, but then it took a while to get going. And I don't want to say too much about each match, reason being it takes up a lot of time, and then secondly, if someone's watching this and they haven't like actually seen a match, you know, I'd like them to know. It doesn't really matter what. Sometimes I know who won a match, but I actually prefer to go back and watch the match if I haven't seen it, so I can actually see the development of the match and the win and stuff like that. Is that weird? Am I a loser? Too much of a wrestling fan? Who knows? But Stephanie McMahon came out dressed as a dominatrix type air hostess slash something. It actually looked, for her, that looked okay. It's not something I think most people would wear, but her presence was felt, and whenever they cut to her face and her eyes, I was just like, back. So obviously Daniel Bryan got the win. That was amazing, you know, blah blah. It was just fantastic. There was this really funny picture going around of Triple H. I'll insert it. Match if you haven't, because it was some really good moves. In particular, I'll say one thing was a clothesline from Triple H to Daniel Bryan. He literally 360'd. It was like, it was something JBL would have envied. Andre the Giant Battle Memorial. Now, from going into this, I presumed it would be like Ziggler or really raining outside, insanely windy, and I could close out. I would have presumed it was like, you know, the Big Show, Mark Henry, Sheamus, Ziggler, Miz. I kind of thought one of those would have got it, for the simple reason they were shown around that so much that I should have known better that it wouldn't be them. Now, I did say that I wanted Ziggler to win and I would have been so happy, but I am beyond thrilled that Cesaro won, and I think this is the start of that big push he's deserving of. Awesome match. He had a very awesome moment with the Big Show at the end to get the win. Watch, just watch. The thing about Fandango in that match, he actually did quite well, but the whole crowd were fandangoing as he was fandangoing on the outside. It was quite funny to watch. This house is the noisiest house in the world. We then had Mr. Bray Wyatt versus John Cena, which was one of many people's kind of, they couldn't wait to watch, and it didn't disappoint. It was a very emotional match, and to me, Harper on the outside was just as important as Wyatt in the ring. Like, they kept cutting to Harper and his eyes and stuff. He's incredible, but Bray was all over Cena. Cena may have gotten the win, but I don't think it's gonna hurt Bray. It actually makes him look a lot better, and if this is something that they're gonna work on, like a better feud, it's only gonna get better maybe towards SummerSlam, then I think this is really something special, because they're complete polar opposites, but they have complete in-ring chemistry. Wyatt is a freak of nature. He is seriously, I was just like in awe of him, and you all might think that Cena buried him or he didn't, you know, he's been selfish. I actually think there's a bigger picture here, so just kind of watch it, but if not, then I'll eat my hand. I don't think it was just it was just a fantastic match. It really was. He kept like swaying and singing "He's Got the Whole World," and literally the whole arena was just like swaying. It was really fun. But yeah, it was a great match, great storytelling. That's the thing about this WrestleMania, is that everything felt like it was a storytelling match. Every match felt like that, and it just felt like a lot of young stars. The future was coming up, you know. Then we had against Kane and the New Age Outlaws was very quick. Shield came in with these kind of like masks around their mouth, kind of like, you know, the doctors wear or stuff. Very dominant. Very dominant. New Age Outlaws and Kane didn't have a bit of a chance. Very dominant, very to the point. This is their yard. They rule the roast, and I, for one, am very excited. So that was a great match. Just a bit short, seriously. I throw the Streak match, the Streak versus the Beast. You know, this is a very. I'm gonna keep it very short when it comes to this. You know, there were a lot of fans very angry, and a lot of people were unhappy with the outcome. I actually don't mind too much. I'm obviously annoyed in a way, but the streak had to end sometime, and I kind of feel like it was what Taker wanted. He is a huge you know, he loves the UFC, he loves MMA, all that kind of stuff. He picked Lesnar back at WrestleMania 27, but Lesnar wasn't ready, and he definitely wasn't ring ready. He still isn't too, like, he's not as bad as he was, like, with, you know, the Cena feud, with the Mark Henry feud, with the CM Punk feud, Big Show, stuff like that. But he's a lot better. I feel like I'm rambling. It was, there was a point where I could hear them calling his spots. I could hear them like chatting to each other, so I knew something wasn't right, and you could tell by how slow the Taker was moving, something wasn't right. And obviously it's come to light that he has something wrong with his neck and stuff, and Vince and Lesnar went to the hospital with them, so I mean, that's just that. But Taker did want Lesnar to finish the streak, from what I've gathered from being a fan and stuff, you know. It had to end sometime. Why didn't they pick someone that was full-time and was going up the ranks? Who knows? If, like, you have to consider, Undertaker has nearly full control of his character, so it is nearly 100% certain that he chose Lesnar. He chose to end it. Who knows? I guess we'll get more light tonight, hopefully, anyways. So don't be mad at me if I'm not saying what you want me to say. The thing about the ending is that everybody was like, I even rewound it and went, huh? So you just don't know. It was just one of those moments where you kind of go, pinch me, this is happening, you know. So anyways, next, not really an ideal moment for the Divas to come out, but anyways, we had the invitational thing, Vicky Guerrero, and I said in my previous video I felt that AJ was going to retain, but I wanted Nikki to win. AJ did retain. It was very much hit and miss, and only because the crowd just weren't into it. People at home wouldn't have been into it, so you kind of just feel so bad. The triple threat match, which was Batista versus Orton versus Daniel Bryan, and I personally felt like, please God, crowd, pick up, let Daniel pick you up, like, and he did. And there was a lot of Batista, man, what, like, why? He really hasn't got it. You haven't got it. It was quite bad. I didn't really feel like it was anything important. They did do one spot where they had the 2 announce tables, had Daniel Bryan up. All they wanted to do was seriously injure Daniel Bryan, and they did so. But then when they were fighting each other, it was just, it wasn't great. It felt like I was watching SmackDown or something, or Main Event. But they done this Batista bomb or KO to Daniel Bryan on the 2 tables. My God, you just looked at Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan on the floor and they were just convulsing, like, oh my God, it was crazy. And then they, of course, had many hits and misses and stuff, and then obviously Triple H came out, and I just felt everyone in the arena go, oh fuck, you know, this just, why, you know, you've done enough, let us have something, I guess. But that was when, I think it was a running knee to Batista, either way, I can't remember, but it was a big win for Daniel Bryan. It was amazing to see that many people and him and the belts and the confetti, and it was just, yes, crazy. So for me, WrestleMania was awesome, and it definitely deserves a huge 2 thumbs up for me. I am so happy that I was able to be a part of it. I think this changes everything now. This is the end of the era, hopefully the end of the PG era into this new era with fresh new talent, huge potential in the WWE. And I think regardless of the streak ending, regardless of, you know, kind of Triple H's plans to bury Daniel and stuff, I think WrestleMania was the emotional pay-per-view we needed for quite a long time, you know. I'm seriously invested in Raw tonight. I seriously have high hopes going into Raw tonight, so let me know what you thought in the comments below. Subscribe if you're not. I did have a Hall of Fame video to put up, but I'll wait. It's not too important at the moment, and I will see you guys in a few days. Also,
Mark. And yesterday I actually whacked my arm off the dresser. Look at my lip balm across the minute, like, bleeding these guys.